All right, boys. Last video, we're actually going to look at the cradle itself. And there's different types of cradles. I like the cross-face cradle. I would say the vast majority of my pins were cross-face cradle with various other things mixed in there. The nice thing about the cross-face cradle is if I got my hands locked up, I was almost guaranteed back points. I can't remember a time where I didn't get back points. And they can wobble around down there or shake out. It can be depending on the ref too. You may pin one guy and the next guy is positioned exactly the same way and you get 3 back points. On this move, one of the most important things is grabbing your own hand. So you may have been taught it like a single leg takedown, the Granby, or excuse me, not Granby, my goodness, the University of Iowa coach, gable grip. You may have been taught the gable grip. We're not doing that here. What we're doing is make your fist big, clench this fist that's going over his shoulder. The one coming in from the leg, you're going to grab, and you never let that go. Until if you only get back points, you can't get any more, then when it's time to let go, obviously you're going to let go. You may need to develop some hand strength. It can be tiring. There were on a couple guys where I really had to pull. And it was hard. You're not using your chest strength so much because your chest strength, that's not where it is. It's this grip. It's easier, I think it's easier to get the cross face after breaking them down. So let's look at that first. Cradle is anytime we've got their head, we've got our arms around their head and neck and a leg. So there can be an inside cradle from this side, and I wouldn't say I was an expert on that. I got some of those, but the cross-face cradle just seemed like it was there over and over and over again. So we're just going to do a simple breakdown. What I'm going to do is I'll gently take Braden down with just an ankle pick, and we'll look from there. So we're here. Now, notice his leg was down. I kind of had to fight underneath it. Okay, we've got him down. Remember, I'm keeping my weight on him. Now, I'm kind of being gentle with him because I'm heavier than him. If we're in a match, I've got my toes out here and all my weight on him with his chest. Now, this is perfect crossface. He's going to try to work himself up. I'm keeping my weight on him. I'm keeping it up here. Even if he kind of, if I keep up here and he starts bringing this leg up, this is perfect for me. He's going to start trying to get up a little bit. I've got it. Now, I'm a little high. I actually probably want to be a little bit lower. But up here, remember we talked about leverage? You're not going to have nearly as much leverage. Now, I'm not hitting him, but I'm also not being gentle. I'm throwing this across here and I'm grabbing this thing. Sometimes guys will grunt and stuff because it's not really fun. Once you have this, you're controlling his head. Make it kind of miserable. Control his head, and that takes the power out. Now, I've also got to control this, and while he's down here, now if his leg is straight down, I don't know that I can get it. I've got kind of long arms for my size, and I was a little bit taller than the other guys, but I don't remember ever getting, because you're down here, it's very, very difficult. I don't have the leverage. I'm not really doing anything with this but posting. I am posting out here, probably up towards his knee, so I have the leverage advantage, not down here. And the friction on this mat will help it move. I'm not going to fight him and take his leg up here. He has the advantage. His leg is way stronger than my arm. But what I'm going to do is use my hips. I'm using my whole body, and I'm going to force him whether he wants it or not. It's going to happen. And so I've got him here. Again, I don't have, my butt should never be up like this. I'm just talking to you like this. In a match, I'm down here, forcing in with my wrestling shoes. I'm slippery here. Now, I'm turning my hip. Watch this. I still have this posted. I'm turning my hip up. And now I can walk him. Braden didn't like this. We did this a couple times, and it can hurt your back. If he's fighting you, it can really hurt, and he will eventually force. Because the spine, the curvature of the spine and the movement of the spine does not like this. I'm walking. I've got that grip and I don't let it go. I've got all my weight on him. Can you breathe very well?
Not really.
It's kind of hard to breathe. The inside cradle is worse, but it's kind of hard to breathe. The nice thing about the cradle is I'm using a lot of strength in my arm, my grip, but that's it. Everything else, I'm kind of resting while he's trying to fight me. He's trying to fight, he's having a hard time breathing. Now I keep my weight on him. Force over. It depends on what he does. He can kind of force a little bit one way or the other, but I can go here. Now, this isn't a good position. He can fight me, he can push on this. Now, I've still got everything. What I'm going to do is create some distance for an advantage. I'm putting my knee like in his ribs, the bottom of his ribs. And my head against his ear or his forehead. Now, and I've got this tight. Some guys, and I do this sometimes, I'd force a leg over, but I don't know that it made that much of a difference. That may be something to look into. I didn't ever bother if, like, flail your leg back and forth, this one, up and down, like way up, way up. Yeah, it didn't bother me because I like this. If he's gonna flail, if he's worried about that instead of trying to attack my hand, I like that. This is good for me. You're gonna get back points, guaranteed. Take your 3 back points, try to get the pin. If it doesn't happen, keep holding on to this. You get to decide when to let this go. He won't know. You let it go, and you come back over. He's going to roll back over, and you're back on top. You can put in a leg. You can do it all over again, and get more points. And so that's your cross-face cradles. Excellent move. Highly recommend it to you guys. So that's from the bottom. Let's do it from the top. This one, go ahead and go down. This one takes a little more effort. I don't recommend going straight for the cross-face cradle from here because there's too much he can do. So if I try to go for the cross-face from here, he may be standing up and I may not be able to get my arm across. But just for the sake of this demonstration, maybe what I'll do is I'll twist him a little bit, stay up, but I can do it. I can get it there. My cross face is across. You've got to break this down. Break him down, put your weight on him. Now, what I need to do, keep my weight on him, but I need to get my arm through here. Now there is a little bit of a danger moment here where I'm coming through to grab, and that wasn't a very good grab. I come through. Now, the safer thing to do, I'm all locked up here. This is good. The safer thing to do is use my hip and bolt him over. Bolt him over, bolt him over. Now, I've got it. This is not a good position for me. I've got to get his hips back down. If he's over here like this, I've got to fight it. Fight it, fight it. Get it down. But sometimes this will just show up. Maybe you went over here and you broke this down and he's kind of all hunched over. Maybe you go for this side. Again, I'm not bringing his leg up. I'm not bringing his leg up. I'm bringing this hand down. Maybe you go this side. Let's quickly do a cross inside. Sometimes this will just show up. There is a way to force into this. Again, this was not my specialty. There's some ways to force into this and try to get the cradle from the front. Maybe if he works forward, anytime you can get this leg trapped, that's a good thing. So there's just times where you might get him broken down. Come over here. The inside cradle, we're attacking from this side. So maybe I pop him forward, he's down for just a second. The cradle's going to be from here through here. I've trapped his leg and I'm in. And it's a very similar principle. Same hands. What I want to do, there's several ways to get through this. What I'm going to do is reposition. Now I'm going to be gentle with him. This is not fun. I put all my weight, again, my butt should not be up like this, but I'm kind of saving him. my weight's on my toes, and I'm forcing my hips. He's rolling over, rolling over, rolling over. And I may look up, or put my head. That's an inside cradle. Oh, I told earlier about there may be some things. We had a guy on our team, Tony, 152 pounder. He would bait guys with this all the time. It was incredible. And they'd come in here. I think what he did is he'd get his arm through. He'd get his arm out or something. But I've seen guys try to sit out, or guys get their arm out. And then they get their hips on the outside, and instead of you cradling them, they're now on the outside of your hips and they can force you over. Not in a cradle, but force you over. So, but the thing to remember is you're on top, you're the boss. And so if you don't want to go, if he starts moving, just like we showed on the breakdown, if he starts moving, you don't have to move his way necessarily. It's best if you run through these scenarios first, but if he's doing something I don't like, I can either let it go, but I would prefer to, if I've got this locked up and he's trying to fiddle around, he's trying to sit out or something, I don't have to go that way. I can pivot. I can swing and reposition our bodies and then take care of it that way. I know that's very general and vague, but that's just, I just want to put that in your mind. Your dad can work through some of those things with you. I think that's about it. I think if you perfect those cradles, and sometimes this inside cradle is just a gift. Oh, I remember one other thing. Go ahead, go down. Sometimes that inside cradle is just a gift. He may be getting ready for a move or doing something. If you're on the bottom, you don't want to have your head down. You don't want to be broken down. Unless he's getting ready for a grandy roll, his hips are up, you don't want to have your head down. There's no power there. Now this is probably a lot better in jiu-jitsu to prevent a rear naked choke. But in wrestling, you want to have a strong posture. So he may beat me to something, just jump forward like a frog. Just jump forward. Like front. He may jump forward and then reposition it and kind of beat me to it. Now notice how open he is here. There may be a moment for me to get some legs in, or what I remember, we need to minimize the space from the top. I need to get back up here and just continue. If your first chop didn't work, do something else. If he's up here and you're down too low, you may be able to force him to the side. But I'd say you guys just work it together, and I'm interested to hear how things go. I'm proud of you guys. And even if you don't win your tournaments, don't win your matches, you're learning a lot, and it's good. Learning to do things that suck is good. And it's obviously more fun to win, but I'm proud of you guys for what you're doing. Good luck.